All right, so this is the program for scenario 1 for the sprint for the agility and conditioning. So I have my athlete doing 2 days of agility and conditioning, and that'll be mixed with 3 days of speed and weight training. So agility and conditioning will be paired on the same day. I paired them up into 2 days, closed day and open day, meaning closed loop day and open loop day. Where closed loop is where he is focusing more on footwork, he's focusing more on angles, and he's just working to master the movement, whereas open day, he is reacting, and we are trying to, as some say, turn the athlete on. And conditioning on both days will also have 2 separate meetings. So conditioning on the first day will be more focused on anaerobic capacity. He's a wide receiver, so he does have to run more than most other positions in the sport of football. Where on day 2, it is more focused on phosphagen recovery. So just recovering that creatine phosphate in between sprint efforts. So starting with closed day, starting with what I call alphabet, because it's pretty much alphabet drills. Just focusing on footwork, and there will be about 5 yards in between each cone. So we have an M drill the first day, a T drill the second day, Z drill the third day, these are all weeks. Z drill third week, square drill fourth week. All with different movements and all with different focuses for each one. So including movements such as sprinting, shuffling, karaoke, backpedaling, all that good stuff. And they're all about 2 sets each side. The second thing we have, this will be their B, is I am going to use some dummies. So whether that be a partner, whether that be an actual dummy on a football field, or whether that be anything else, we're going to use these as like a physical, pretty much as a physical representation to where, okay, I need to cut here. So I have the first day, they're going to sprint, or the first week, they're going to sprint 10 yards, and then they're just going to do a basic cut to the right or to the left based on what I tell them. And then they're going to sprint 5 yards from there. They're going to do 3 sets each side with 2 minutes rest in between. All of these will have 2 minutes rest in between. Week 2, they're going to do 4 sets of sprint 10 of the same thing. We're just upping the volume here. And then week 3, we're adding another implement. So we're doing sprint 10 yards, cut right, sprint 5 yards, cut left, and then sprint another 5 yards. And again, on the 4th week, we're just adding another set of that just to get the volume out. So for his conditioning on day 1, he's going to be doing 50-yard repeats. He's going to be resting 2 to 1 because I want him to get that full recovery. So whatever time he finishes within those 50 yards, he is going to rest double that just to make sure that we can get that anaerobic capacity that we're looking for. The first 2 weeks are 4 sets. The second 2 weeks are going to be upping the volume a little bit to 5 sets. Moving on to day 2, we have the reactive day. We're starting with the Y drill with reaction. So he's going to sprint 10 yards, and then at 5 yards, I'm going to point in what direction I want him to go. He has no idea what that's going to be until he's right in front of me and I point to him of which way he needs to cut and go. Week 2, we're moving to more 90-degree reaction. So it's going to be actually looking more like a cut that you would see on a route that a wide receiver might do. So he's going to sprint at me for 10 yards, and then I'm going to point at which way he needs to push off and cut, whether it's the left or the right. He's doing 3 sets of that. And then week 3, we're doing square call-outs. So basically what he's going to be doing is he's going to be standing in the middle of the square, and then he's going to be in an athletic position, and I'm going to point to a square, and he is going to sprint, shuffle, or backpedal to whatever cone that I want him to. And I could just switch it up right on him. He doesn't know. Pretty much just testing the cognitive balance there. And then the 4th week, we're just upping up the volume on that. The B for him on the 2nd day is going to be focused on the more of a reactive more on the lateral plane of movement and with a partner. So either with me or with a teammate for the second 2 weeks. So the first week, we're going to just do a reactive shuffle drill. He's in between 2 cones. He's standing in the center at the 10-yard line. And whatever way I point, he's going to shuffle. He's going to touch the top of the cone, come back to the center, wait for me to do it again. We're going to do 3 sets of that, rest 2 minutes in between. And then week 2 is kind of a progression on the square drill, the square call-out drill, as I said in A. This time he's going to be shuffling his feet the whole entire time just to be quick and work on his footwork a little bit. Same deal. I'm going to point to a square, and he either has to diagonally backpedal to the other square or sprint to the front 2 squares, depending on what I choose. Week 3, we're starting our mirror drill. So basically he's mimicking the movement of his partner. So whatever way his partner goes, he goes. Whatever movement they do, whether they do a step or a back pedal, he is following that movement. And there's 20 yards in between the cones. So if he's shuffling out 10 yards and back. On the 4th week, we're adding a sprint. So it's the same thing as week 3. We're only adding a 15-yard sprint at the end, and the partner is going to be acting as the cornerback. So he's going to be defending him all the way through that sprint. So when they're going to be doing their mirrors, and then I'm either going to blow the whistle or say go, and then he's going to sprint out, try to get past him, and the other partner is going to turn and try and defend him. For conditioning, I actually looked this test up based off of the repeated sprint ability test. This is called the phosphagen recovery test. And week 1 is exactly what the test is. So it's 7 sets of 7-second sprints with resting 23 seconds. So 30 seconds total per round. I am increasing the volume of that throughout because a wide receiver, like I said, is needed on the offensive field, or is an offensive position that runs more than others. And so just being able to do that on the fly and be able to recover that phosphagen system as quick as possible is going to be very beneficial for him. So we're starting with 7 rounds the first week, and then we're going up to 10 rounds the second week, just making sure that he can recover properly.